What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Fishing Trucker, Apple Balls. I watched some of your videos yesterday, or maybe even this morning early. Fishing Trucker, Mike Humphreys, how you doing? Hope Spook's still doing good. Uh, yeah, as you can see, I'm home. In case y'all didn't know, but I am still really weak. I mean, I guess that's to be expected after laying in the bed for 9 days, but I'm good. I've done my Walmart trip to replace all my fruits and vegetables that had ruined while I was in the hospital. And man, I can't find no tomato plants. Everybody here sold out of tomato plants. I was going to plant some more tomato plants and some. I still need to plant. I got banana peppers and bell peppers planted. I need some cayenne pepper plants. Plant couldn't find any of them neither. So I guess I had to go to nursery next town over sometime this week and see if they got any. I'm sure they do. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Just tired. I've been doing water changes this morning, trying to get caught up on the aquariums, and I stopped and ate lunch, and thought I'd get on here for a minute. I was bored. I kept thinking Catfish Terry would get on. I'm anxious to hear if he heard anything from his test today, but I hadn't seen him on. Maybe he'll get on this evening, and if he gets on here in a minute, Big Tank Hank, I can't drink woods. I wished I could. I'd love to, but I can't drink fluids. Remember, I'm on dialysis. I don't make urine. What's going on, Small Fire Aquatics? B Stag, Bob, Taylor's Aquatics, welcome. Yeah, I hadn't seen him either. I started messaging, but I didn't know, you know, what he had going on with his test. What's going on, 44 Mad Guy? I know this is unusual for some of y'all to see me. There's the link if anybody wants to come up. For y'all to see me during the middle of the day. I'm normally a late night guy, but I've been trying to stay busy today, keep my blood pressure up. Big Tank Hank, you off today, or you working night shift, or I don't know if y'all rotate shifts or not. I just unusual to see you on during the middle of the day like this too. Hey, Kason, aloha. How's Hawaii weather today? It's raining here right now. That's why I'm kind of bored. I got some stuff I need to do outside, but it's raining here. Oh, that's fine. Small fry aquatics. I figure 44 Mad Guy come up. Aqua Balls. I know Aqua Balls wants to come up. Just
What's up,
got through
buddy?
feeding my snake.
You want to see them? I'm in the house. I just want to show you really quick. They're still in the eggs. I'll show.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I fed mine a while ago.
Oh, wow, nice. They're in the incubator. Yeah, I know that. I seen it.
Hey, Sand Creek. Hey,
So
Aquaballs.
this is
Oh
my
no.
incubator. I made a DIY. Those bottles of water, they're just there for insulation. You know what I'm talking about? To
Yeah,
keep when I
Mm-hmm.
open
keep the
when I open
temperature
right now.
regulated so it don't escape so fast.
Yes. So this is them babies right now. Watch.
Yeah, they all got their heads sticking out, don't they?
Yeah, look how cute they are, man.
Hmm. Interesting. Cute. No.
Yeah,
Hey,
right?
Victor. Hey, Guppy Guru.
Look at this guy.
Hey, Guppy Guru.
We just kind of hanging out for a little bit.
Do you see this head pattern? I've never seen this before.
No, but
Look,
did you see Ben's video this morning? He's got a female. He says he don't have no idea what it is.
Hey, Victor.
look at this guy.
That
Look
was
at this.
about to come out.
Hey,
Yeah.
Big Tank Hank.
He's like, what is going on? Those are newborns, guys. You can see, right?
Hey, Uncle Boss, I sent your stickers today. I put all the stickers in the mail today, so you should be getting them.
Yeah, thank you. We love the stickers. Look where we put our stickers, by the way. I'm going to show you really quick. Our stickers are all in here on our incubator. I got Ben Ochard. My little baby ripped it off a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, he was sitting next to it. Now I have the couch. He ain't gonna touch it no more.
Hey,
So
Cherry.
This one's coming off.
yeah, that
Gotta
one
tape
is.
them.
You guys know what this is, right?
I can't read it. It's got a glare on it.
Pure.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, look it up. That's what my boys have actually.
Oh, okay.
That's something. It's a muscular dystrophy, and that's what boys have. And this is our community right here, the genetic hunters.
Mm-hmm.
CGH. Also, yeah, I met this gentleman right here. He's a fish keeper, I believe, or actually, he's a YouTuber, not a fish keeper. He said he did have fish. I met him at Disney. He has a nice dog. I met this puppy. I met this dog right here. Yeah, it's a service dog. I met this dog. He was at Disneyland. He gave us a sticker. So I told him I'll put it on. Yeah.
I don't know what it is about stickers. I love stickers.
You know, my boys here all the way. Anyway, let's go to the garage, guys.
Hey, Anthony, fish friends. I sent your stickers too. Yours was in the pile, so you'll be getting them
Hey,
probably
Anthony.
first of the week, maybe by the end of the week. Can't
Mhm.
ever tell about mail right now, but usually letters go pretty quick. So
We have like a helicopter on top of our house for the past half an hour, circling and talking. The sheriffs. Can you hear it, guys?
no, I don't
Listen.
hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Maybe a little.
He's right
Yeah,
there.
I do hear it now.
He's right there in the sky.
Yeah, I do hear it now.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
He must be looking for one of your neighbors.
Hey,
I don't
Tyrone.
know what's wrong with him, but he's keep like half an hour or something. He's been here every day, man. There's a helicopter over here every
What are
day.
you doing? What are you doing out there, Aqua Balls?
Fuck, my wife, man. It's the kids. You see, they have this Duchenne junk shit, and they have to be cured. And the only way it's got, the best doctors is here in Los Angeles Children's Hospital, and that's where I take my kids. And both of my boys have it.
No, I'm talking about what are you doing for the helicopter to be flying over your house every day? You selling drugs?
It is what it is. I'm not scared of no one. A bunch of.
I'm just kidding with you. I know you're a good guy. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
picking at you.
I'm a warrior, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, so what was the official verdict on on your game the other night? Who won? Anthony, so on Small Fry Aquatics.
Hey, Small Fry.
Hey guys.
On your game the other night, who won? Anthony, so on Small Fry Aquatics.
Hey, Small Fry.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Hey, Small Fry, you need to your game the other night. Anthony, so on Small Fry Aquatics.
Hey, Small Fry.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Hey, small fry, you need Just small fry just a second. We're getting feedback to his mic.
Yeah.
There you go. Good deal.
All right, that's better.
Blackie. Oh no, that means Blackie's gonna be in the finals, right?
Hey, Sandy.
You, so what y'all been up to this morning?
Nothing much. Woke up in the
Sand
rain.
Creek.
I went back to sleep.
Yeah, go ahead, Aqua
You
Boss.
you know Pam used to live in the same town I'm living in. It's called Bellflower. Ask her. She knows all about the helicopters. It's
Really?
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told me she used to live here in LA and city of Bellflower where I'm living right now. I've been here for like 9 years and it's always like this, normal. We get the cops call out on us all the time. It's like they come and they go. They're like, buddy, you know what? It happens.
Yeah.
Mm.
You just happen to
You
be in the middle of it.
little loud, they'll call the cops. You put a music, they call the cops. Last night until like 2 o'clock in the morning, there was fireworks going on, big motors, M80s and stuff. So something's going on. There's a trailer park right on the corner right here, and there was a shooting a couple nights ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's like always somebody dead in that trailer park. So that's not a good area. Some gangsters hanging out in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My landlord got about $10,000 stolen from him one time, and that's when he sold the house, guys. The whole entire complex. He sold it for like $500,000, and the place was worth easily $1.5 million. It's about 12 units. So you tell me, 12 units. It's a complex. $500,000. It was a steal. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. He sold it for half. I mean, it was a steal. I can't believe it. But
He's
it's a junk. You gotta have to like do the roofing, do the everything. The guy that bought it, he did like he's doing it slowly. This guy is like a cheap kind. He's not gonna empty everything, fix it, and then re-rent it for a high price. No, he's like he keeps you there, destroy the house. He doesn't care. When you move out, he'll fix it all out for cheap, and he'll rent it for a lot of money. That's how this guy works. The new landlord. It's not nice, man.
Mm.
How
My
you doing,
carpet's
Slug?
9 year old. He hasn't changed it. He tells me to move out to come back and sign a new lease. So he's gonna charge me $500-600 more on the rent every month. Like no, dude.
I don't know. How you doing,
It's not.
Select Pet? Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
Sandy
Select
Daughter.
Pet.
How you doing? Sorry you're not feeling good, Geronto. You need to be careful with the heart. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Now, I think I remember what you're talking about. It's not actually your heart hurting. Your heart's broke, right?
I have a question for Small Fry Aquatics.
Go right ahead.
What kind of fish he breeds?
Hey, mostly plecos are what I'm known for, although I'm getting into, what do I want to say, guppies of, the known IFGA strains.
Nice. Very nice.
Cool.
So to be more specific, probably the last 2 years, longfin super reds were my bread and butter. And I think I sold them to everybody who ever wanted one because I can't practically give them away anymore. So I've got short fin super reds, I got long and short fin browns, long and short fin albinos, and I'm branching into, I've got 397s, 333s, and 060s in pretty good quantities, and about 15 zebras that I'm waiting to start to breed. And then I've got 8 different lines of IFGA guppies.
Sorry to hear
cool.
that, Toronto.
I think where your money lies as far as fish breeding. Of course, I don't breed fish. I'm just in it for the hobby and fun. But I think discus, guppies, and bristlenose is your dependable fish to breed and sell.
I think you're probably right. I will tell you that the discus are off. They're more of a labor of love. You're going to put more into those than you're going to get out of them, at least in a hurry.
Yeah.
Russell knows if you can get them cleaned up, you know, so there's no spots on them. Those used to go pretty quick. I don't know what the. Well, I don't know. I've got some ideas on what's going on. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow about shipping, and I think that a lot of it is a lot of the reason people don't buy is because of shipping. They're
Yeah, I
scared,
mean
they're scared
shipping. I
off of the
mean
price. And,
you got to order enough to make it worthwhile to pay for shipping because shipping fish is so expensive.
Yeah.
You know, you got to order at least
I've come to accept that
$60,
shipping will be
$70
high
for
on
the
fish
fish to
forever.
make it worth it.
yeah,
I don't think that's even worth it, Sand Creek. I put in an order the other night. I felt like it was a small. It was 4 little bags, and each bag had like 4 or 5 fish in it, and it was like 4 different species. And I paid the guy $350, $375. I thought it was like a little bit. The minimum order should be on online, $500, not no less than that.
Well, and there's no doubt that there's ways to soften. What do I want to say? Soften the price. So some things that are my hot button. I'm fine with paying overnight, and I'm fine with charging overnight if that's what the fish requires. Now there are some fish that don't. I mean, Bristle knows by the way I ship them, I can have them out there in the wind 4 or 5 days, and they're going to be just fine. But I
I'll
get
get
a
just like that.
$3.97. That baby better be there the next day, or you're gonna have a dead fish on your hand. Guppies are doing fine too. Some of the stuff though that drives me crazy, and just let me ask you guys as we're sitting here: breather bags. You like breather bags? You don't like breather bags?
I'm scared of the breeder bags. So
Yeah,
that shipping that I got,
Aquaball's got a shipment in the other day of breeder bags, and he started floating them. Those
Oh,
breeder bags let air in.
I didn't know nothing about it. So thank God the shipper sent me in with a heat pack, and so there was the same temperature of my water. So I was panicking, guys. I was all like, you can watch the video, total panic. And then I cut the bags up, I let them go, and everything is good. Breeding bag was worked fine, fast, but if the temperatures were right, it was around 77, 78 degree when I checked it, and my tank is the same temperature. So if it was different, I had to, open the bag and put it, and
so
it would have been a lot harder for me.
It absolutely would. So here's my criticism, and during my live stream tomorrow, I'm going to say even more about this. I really think that breather bags take all of the responsibility from the shipper, and they shove it right at the person who's receiving it. Because by way of example, you can't float the bag, so you've got to bring it up to temperature somehow. So what do you have to do? If the bag's been out there 2 or 3 days and you cut the top off, that ammonia goes through the ceiling, the pH goes down, and those fish within 10 to 15 minutes are going to be dead. Now, if you can float a bag, and everybody who sells fish and uses breather bags, I swear to you, they will have instructions that go, please don't plop and drop. I need you to, acclimate your fish and drip and drip and drip. Well, by that time, the fish is dead. And by the way, as soon as you've opened the bag, you own the fish. The guy who shipped it to you, it's not his responsibility anymore. So that aggravates me. And I think that you fool the public, and the public gets mad at all of us. So that's one of my problems. My second problem I've got is the fact that people ship fish and they assume. I was listening to one of the guys. He goes, well, I went down to the local post office and he said Priority Express should be from A to B in 2 days. I said, that's all well and good. But what he didn't know is we have coronavirus, and the fact that USPS ships all the Amazon orders. They've hired every human being there is to hire to send out to deliver all this stuff, and there's still not enough people. So you cannot make that assumption. So now you've got to pack. So your fish is going to either be out there for a week or pick a different shipper. So I mean, I got all kinds of issues with so many of these things.
Yeah, I got Fleck has a quick question here.
Yeah.
He says, I have a Pleco breeding question. Red Standard Bristlenose for the first time, and the fry were doing good out of the cave for about a month, and then they all disappeared. Only thing I know changed is I added a cave with male on eggs to the tank. Any ideas why the babies disappeared?
Yeah, so a month-old fry. Here's the biggest problem with fry of any kind is they're in a tank. Typically, they can't find food. when they're all conglomerated around the cave, food tends to appear in the right spot. Mom and dad bring home food and it sort of spills out at you. I always move fry of any kind into the smallest receptacle I can, even if I have to go in with a turkey baster every day and pull out all the mulm and then feed more. The biggest problem you have is that they cannot find the food. So you throw them, you got them in that big 20-gallon tank or that 50-gallon tank. And there's a lot of people that will go, oh, I got 5 generations inside of a 55-gallon tank. That's fine. I'm glad that you do. But I'm betting if you really looked, you probably had 20 breeding pair in there, and you're only getting one batch of fry every 4 or 5 or 6 times. So that's what's been my experience, is the fry just aren't getting the nutrition, that they should. So
Yeah, I agree.
Small fry aquatics. Back on that shipping topics, I think it's better to give the customer a chance to pick if he wants a breeder bag or a regular floating bags. And also, when I did my online order the other day, I really enjoyed with one of them. One of them was totally bad online order, but the fish came in alive. But the experience, this guy, I text him right instant text, and he got back to me instantly, and he answered every question I asked until the day he shipped the fish. I didn't even know I had the email in my email. I said, buddy, did you send me an email? He said, yeah, go ahead and check your spam email. So it was very helpful. It was so enjoyable. But other than the breeding bag issue, everything was perfect. But we should actually, if we're sending fish, if we're shipping fish, give the customer a choice. Hey, say, I send them in the breeding bags. Would that work for you?
What you're saying, but here's the rub. I know what my fish need, and if I'm going to give you a live arrival guarantee, then I'm going to drive the bus, and I want you to do it my way. And then if something bad happens to the fish, I'll replace them. I'll give you your money back. I'll do everything in there.
Perfect.
I don't want a customer going to me, well, I know what I'm going to do, and I want a breather bag or this or that. By way of example, plecos, you can't put a pleco in a breather bag. Those spines will stick through the bag, and you'll have this wet box at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I am kind of cranky that way, and I finally, and I talk to people too. And that's the next thing too. And you did a real good job on that, Aqua Balls. And that's what I really want to point out to people. The buyer has a responsibility too. Let me know you're alive. Let me know that the fish showed up. Let me know you're ready for the fish. What did the bags look like? What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Because this is always evolving,
Yeah, it's the only way you can improve what you're doing is if you know what you did wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it always changes. I mean, what we could do last winter is very different. So I teach a lot of people how to ship. One of the guys said, hey, look, it's gotten really hot by us. We're in Ohio. Do I still put a heat pack in? I said, well, it depends where you're sending it. If you're sending it to Southern California, hell no. If you're sending it to North Dakota, maybe. But for the most part, you're going to bake the fish if you throw in heat packs now. But it all depends on, are we talking about hot nights, cold nights? Is it going to be out there a bunch of night by way of UPS? They don't bring the boxes in. FedEx usually has temperature controlled storage facilities. If you get stuck in St. Louis, or you get stuck in Denver, or you get stuck in Los Angeles, the post office runs hot and cold. You never know what they're going to get. And so that's another trick. I send boxes, which is bags of water, and then I do tracking online to find out where's it stuck. Why is it here? Why is it there? Is it stuck at a facility? Is it stuck in the back of a truck? What's really going on here? And I know people go, well, geez, I don't need to spend $100 to figure out how to do this. Well, you don't need to. But I mean, if you want to be the guy that everybody wants to buy stuff from, that's what you got to kind of do.
I mean, in the long run, you're probably going to save the $100 and replace the fish.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So back to this again. So I can sell off my website. I can sell off my band page, and I was going to talk about that. I don't know if you guys do band or not. Aquabid's okay. You can go over to eBay. eBay's the strangest one. Let's say you got a pair of fish that you want $100 for plus shipping. I could put that up there for $99 with $1 shipping, and it'll sell in a minute. If I put it up there for $50 with $49 shipping, nobody will touch it.
Yeah,
People are
I agree.
crazy that way. So
Have you checked out Get Gills?
I'm sorry.
Have you checked out the Get Gills website?
Yeah, Dan and I are good friends. I jumped on Get Gills real early on.
They do
a great guy.
I like that website.
The
Yeah.
rough
It's-
part
it's-
we
it's-
had was the fact that the payment had to go through Stripe, and people are just loath to change, sort of like Band. Band is an awesome version of Facebook where you buy and you sell and nobody gives a damn over there, as opposed to Facebook will shut you down in a heartbeat. But people don't want one more app on there, and especially not an app that, well, you read your live stuff from the top, not the bottom. Oh, I'm used to reading from the bottom, not the top. I don't want to do that. And, people didn't want to try Stripe. They wanted PayPal. And PayPal's its own problem. We do a lot of raffles over on Band, which PayPal will take your account away because they consider it to be gambling. Stripe doesn't give a damn what you do.
Mhm.
So
Where are you located?
I'm in
Small fry
Cleveland,
aquatics?
Ohio. West end of Cleveland,
Ohio.
Ohio.
Ohio. I just got that shipping from Ohio. Where you say West?
Yeah, who'd you buy from?
The Rick. You know Rick?
I may not. What's his last name? Well, what's the company's name?
Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't want to out everybody on here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly where he is. Yes.
Very awesome.
Yep.
Experience totally 100% other than the feeding bag.
Good. I know who he
And
is.
the breather bags were good aqua balls. You just didn't know you couldn't float them.
I didn't know nothing about it. I
Yeah.
guess if it's colder, you can put it on top of some kind of like a not too hot. You got to keep
Right.
it on it, warm it on top of your tank. One of them just on the glass. Don't.
Yep.
I found out afterwards. Yes, you're right. You can always cut it and drip acclimate, but it can have a chance of killing the fish, like you said.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, a lot of the guppy people want you to drip acclimate. The shrimp people want you to drip acclimate. And those things don't build up a lot of ammonia, but holy cow, plecos do. In the first hour, there's a pound of poop in the bottom of the bags.
You know what I bought from him, right? Tanzanians.
I've probably got a good idea.
Yeah, my favorite fish is Tanzanian fish. I have my whole entire wall in the back about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tanks. It's going to be all Tanzanians.
Oh, wow. See, here
Get gills has
our
PayPal.
water is like liquid rock. And so every aquarium store around here does nothing but cichlids. And I've been doing this stuff since 1965, and I've been in
Same
and out,
here.
cichlids in and out. And I thought, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm doing something different. That's why small fry, the business actually means small bottom dwelling fish and small other kinds of fish like guppies and stuff like that. I'm a big supporter of the military and people who have come back from the military damaged. And I love setting up tanks for them. And the last thing they want to do is wake up in the morning and go down and find dead fish. You want nice, happy, healthy fish that are going to last a long time. That's all they want.
Knock on wood, this last month, only one fish I got about 2 weeks ago. One fish died from, LFS. They bullied us, something went wrong. Other than that, I haven't killed by mistake any fish or on few betas died on disease.
Cool.
Yeah, few betas died on disease. I tell you, but I got them again. They bred for some reason. The babies also died. The whole entire over 200 batch of babies.
I know he said he was trying to work with PayPal. I didn't know he had gotten through.
Other than that, my water's all good. Like you said, liquid rock. I live in Los Angeles.
I don't know what kind of water they have
I don't know
there.
if I go through
Liquid rock.
PayPal.
350 parts per million comes right off the faucet.
Yeah, that's what we've got. Yep.
Yeah, I got pretty good water comes out of my tap.
Also,
But
I have a reverse
I'm
osmosis.
I'm on community water. I'm not on like a water treatment system from the city or anything like that. This is a out in the county dug well community water, but
Sure.
I have pretty good water coming out of the tap.
So I use a triple filtration system, double block, sediment filter, this, that, but I don't do RO. So I don't have to
that
remove
means
chlorine or
his
chlorides.
store
It goes right
just
in.
has
So,
PayPal, and the other people have a
I'm sorry,
an option
44.
to use it.
Yeah, that,
Sorry, I'm in a conversation with Bob, and he's saying Dan's Fish now has PayPal and Get Gills.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, he did get it figured
I
out.
did not know that.
good,
Yep,
good.
I
apparently.
knew last week he was trying to figure it out. Well,
I'm assuming he only has it on his store, and it's maybe like an option to the other stores on there.
Oh, I got you.
Probably, I don't know.
Well, I got to tell you, Stripe is not difficult to work with. To be honest with you, I like them better than PayPal. But in my old job, I was a federal bank examiner, and my specialty was fraud and payment systems. And we'd use things like Venmo and PayPal and Stripe. And I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on. And a lot of them have dropped by the wayside. And, the other ones have kind of kept up. So I'll tell you, you want to know about payment systems, go talk to a 12-year-old. These people just, they got apps on their phone and they just send money like there's no tomorrow. So,
the problem I have with all these websites is I don't have a problem with any particular website.
Okay, Bob said he added to
The problem I have is keeping up with all the usernames and passwords. Man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, that's the same thing. And I used to do identity management, and it was the same thing when they come out and they go, well, we need to tell them to strengthen their password, to 12 characters with a special and a this and a that. And I said, you're not actually securing anything. You're just making people write stuff down. That's just all there is to it. But
I mean, a lot of the websites now have the security options where, they send you a message on your code on your phone, and you have to. And I think that's the best way if the store has that option.
That's what it's called, out-of-band authentication, and I agree with you 1,000%. Much more secure than any other damn thing that you're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But what's funny too is, so I'm thinking back to when my early years when I lived down in Texas, and everybody had a CB radio, and we all knew each other and we knew our handles and stuff. We'd get together and fish, but sooner or later it got to the point where we stopped calling each other by our names. We would just call each other by our handles.
Yeah, no,
Mrs. whatever, and the kids would be little whatever. It's about getting as bad here in the fish family. It's like, hey, Sand Creek's out. I'm not sure I remember what his real name is. Hey, Aquaballs is there. I don't think I remember his first name either, but it's just really.
Yeah,
George.
I try to remember people's names, but it takes me going into their live stream or them showing up in my live stream for a while before I keep it straight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny stuff? It's just a riot to me, but
Yeah, I almost bought a CB radio the other day.
Oh, they used to be so much fun. Oh my gosh.
I remember when I was 9, 10 years old, I had one in my bedroom with the antenna stuck out on the front porch railing. And I'd sit in there for hours at night talking to people.
People all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was listening the other day. I actually turned on the radio in my car because I usually just stream you guys' videos and stuff, but I had the radio on because I couldn't get it synchronized up. And the radio station locally says, all you have to do is add our app. You don't even need a radio anymore. And I'm thinking, oh my God, even radio has gone to an app.
To an app.
Mm-hmm.
To an app. You don't need a radio for the radio app. I'm thinking, wow, you can do radio without having a radio.
On my phone.
This is something weird that happened to midday. I don't go a lot of places. I'm usually around the house. So I buy a tank of gas. It's probably to last me 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, you're getting 3 weeks to the gallon?
Yeah, probably. I went a while ago, and my vehicle was on empty, and I stopped and got gas, and I'm used to going there and getting $45 and getting like 3/4 tank. I said, the gas light was on. I said, I need $30 worth of gas. I come out and I put the gas pump on, and I'm sitting there watching the video while it's pumping. Next thing I know, here comes gas out the cap, and it's only like $27. I'm like, man, when's the last time I filled up a vehicle? $27.
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, and before I forget, I want to thank you guys that are on the screen and a few others. I've had a knee replacement like 2 weeks ago, and I cannot sleep. And I love listening to you guys at night, even if I'm not chiming in. Sometimes I doze and I come back, and it's just been a miserable couple of weeks.
Usually after the scheduled events, it's either me, Griffin, or 44 Mag Guy comes on and streams till whatever time.
Until you guys are tired of it and stuff. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I got to tell you, because
I'm the same way. I can't sleep.
I know that, Phil. My dad just had his other knee replaced. So.
Oh wow! And the thing is, because I went to therapy and I went and saw the doctor, and they go, "Well, how much pain are you in?" I said, honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 2 or a 3. But the problem is it's constant, unremitting, unrelenting. It does not change. I can take whatever pills I want. and it won't stop. And you know, it's like somebody, if they were just like, poking you, you're not going to sleep through it. You know, it doesn't have to be a 12. It just has to be there, you know? So.
Yeah. Sometimes just that constant nagging is worse than an aching come and go pain.
Yep, I would agree with you. So.
It takes exactly 2 minutes after I turn this high power light on for my lights, my plants to start photosynthesizing. I don't keep it on for long, only from 12 to 2 o'clock, only 2 hours. And I have the 2 bars on top. Man, this planted tank, it drives me crazy. It's like every day it looks better and better and better and better.
Yeah,
a lot of work.
You definitely have a lot of a knack for planting soccer balls.
There's over 20 different types of plants in here right now, yes.
Yes, like that. I live on the interstate too, or not far off the interstate, half a mile off the interstate in the county. I don't live in the city, but yeah, there's hardly any CB activity on there anymore.
Yeah, I don't do much in the way of plants. I've said for a long time mine was a production facility. I don't know if I agree with that anymore, but I don't really want any, bottom to the tank. I don't want to have to maintain it that way. And plants are nice, but they're a lot of work.
They are a lot of work. The only thing I love the way planted tanks look. The only thing I don't like is they're hard when you get ready to vacuum them.
Look,
yep.
How much sand and soil here is a lot of it. This is a deep sand bed, so you don't do nothing to the bottom at all. You only, like, if you have a dead leaf matter, when you siphon it, it will come right out. But you don't go in there whatsoever. So the deep sand bed will take care of all the debris that falls down. Even you can put more food than you think in here, like to overload. It won't hurt nothing. The plants are gonna help it. The fish is always healthy, but only bad thing about the fish is red serpate tetras are always bullying other ones. I'm gonna take them out soon. But I think when this is the ecology, guys, of the planted tank, like the Diana Waldstad style. If you can get it down, you think it's gonna be the best thing you ever done. It will be better breeding, more fish in there. I think if you get it down and you exactly know what's going on, and I don't put RO in here, guys. It's a hard water, and I'm surprised that it's all growing. Some of my plants, they don't like hard water, like this right here. Rotella walichi hates hard water. It's still growing under high power.
Well, I guess the thing I would say too is don't forget most of my tanks and my business is plecos. Then let's not add in the guppies, but plecos don't typically come from an area that has any plants. They're fast moving and sometimes either almost at the surface or sometimes down 30 or 40 feet. So very little vegetation where they're at. It's more rocks and some wood. So.
And I totally agree with you on low maintenance tanks if you're breeding and selling, because if you tried to catch fish out of that tank aqua balls just had on the screen, it would be destroyed by the time you caught the fish you needed.
Oh God, yeah. You just go down there, expect that you're going to start pulling rocks and pulling driftwood and pulling stuff out. Don't think you're going to sneak up on anything. So.
Yeah, it's funny.
I have no wood or rocks in there.
It's funny when you go up to the tank and they all come to the front, but the minute you get a net in your hand, they all run and hide.
Yeah,
gone underneath the. Yeah. I want to get those fish so badly. Trust me. I want to put those other ones in there. The Empire gudgeons that I have 4 of them. I've been waiting to put them in here. So somehow gotta get them out. Maybe I cut the plants all down to nothing and then replant everything back. It's okay. It can happen that way. You can do that. It's most of them are stem plant. You can do a big trim, replant everything back. But that will take like 5 to 6 hours of work, guys, non-stop. If you stop, you can kill your plants. You can dry them out. So it's a lot of work. So I was like, it looks so beautiful. I don't want to mess with it. He's right. At the minute I put that net in there, it all gone, disappear.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a video for a different day, but what I have in my guppy breeding tanks where the females drop. I've got if you cross
have your
stitch,
farm?
you've got those little meshy kind of things. So I make a rectangle
Yeah,
about
rail
that
trap
high and
fishing.
keep it at the bottom. Then when I want the fish out, I slowly raise up the rectangle. I catch all the fry in it, move it to a different tank, clean this one out, and then put everybody back in because I'm running a central sump for about a dozen of these little what they call critter keepers, if you've seen them. They're
Yeah.
there's like a 3/4 gallon, gallon, and gallon and a half. They work great for guppies until you can get them to about an inch, inch and a half. And that's the trick, is to get them out that way, not chase it all around with the neck kind of stuff. But that whole system isn't really ready for prime time yet. But when it is, I'm going to do a video on that. But it's not
I'm
something
interested
we're
in your
working
zebras.
on. I'm sorry?
Mhm.
I'm interested in your zebra plecos.
Oh, gosh. I'll have to throw you up.
You gotta put me down in line.
If you go to my YouTube page, you'll see there's a 046 video up there. And you'll see I got about 15, 16 of them in there. But nobody's ready to breed yet. They're just about 3 years old. So they're just about in the...
Wow.
Yeah, they're kind of getting there.
They had
How long does it take him to breed?
Fishing.
I'm sorry, you guys were talking at the same time.
Oh, I was telling that I was welcoming Hat Trick Farms and rattle trap fishing, and Select Pet says, could you not put a trap in there? And then, and I've thought about that. Could you not put some kind of trap in the tank, and maybe you catch fish you don't want, but you could sort them out maybe.
You could do that. It's one of those. I mean, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. This is all I'm trying to do is try something I've never tried before. Yeah, that's all I'm kind of going for there. So,
I mean, I agree with you. If you're doing a lot of, buying, selling, trading, I mean, planted tanks is worthless to you because you're going to destroy that thing every time you try to catch fish.
Yeah,
I agree. The planted tanks are just to sit down and relax and drink a cup of coffee in front of it. That's it.
Yeah, I haven't really relaxed since Kennedy was in the White House. So yeah, I'm a nervous.
Same here, bro. Same here.
I'm a nervous man.
I like the plants. So.
Oh, I think they're gorgeous.
I'm not into breeding. If I was going to be in full-time breeding mode, I'd probably just go bare bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I've never, other than my hospital tank or quarantine tank, I've never really done bare bottom. It seems like to me it'd be so hard to kill the cycle in a bare bottom tank because you don't have anything to hold a lot of beneficial bacteria.
I do so many water changes that I don't worry about cycling. I do 50% twice a week, so.
Oh yeah, you're good, man.
You're like me. You only do water change every day. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Boss is always doing water changes. I don't know if
I ask everybody, you know what I'm doing? They're like, water change.
Yeah, water company must love you. Same with me.
Oh yeah. Landlord hates me. He pays the rent. He pays the water bill.
Well, I pay my own water bill. The other one that kills me too, because a lot of those plecos are high temperature. Like the zebras, they got to be about 85 or 86. And
how many tanks you have?
30, 40. And I'm sitting at like 30. Almost $400 in electric bill every month.
Yeah, same here.
It's insane.
Man, I'm lucky. My electric bill runs about $70.
Are you making something back at least?
Well, not these days. I mean, I haven't shipped fish. Give you a real quick story here. My wife was paraplegic and disabled for the last 2.5 years, and she died March 9th. So, I mean, I haven't shipped anything since last fall, really. Wow. So once things kind of quiet down, then I'll probably get back to shipping. But
good.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much going on. So am I making stuff back? Well, at the time, it was paying for itself. But, health issues.
Sorry for your loss, buddy.
So.
Small fry, is your name Craig?
Yeah,
yes.
It always makes it hard when you have health issues going on.
If you saw his comment about your super reds he got from you.
Craig, you see my? No, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm looking at these guys and not looking. Yeah, Bob bought some Super Reds off me way back when I was really selling, and he did me a lot of good on that. But I'm sliding back here, and I'm struggling to find it.
I don't think he. I think he may have been talking about when you bought them because I scrolled up and I didn't see anything.
Okay, well, definitely when you bought them, Bob, I absolutely did then. Yeah. You know, Bob's always been a huge supporter of mine, and he's helped me out. I mean, he's coached me up on videos and coached me up on live streams, coached me up on so many things. So.
Bob's a great guy.
Oh, absolutely. Sandy, thank you so much.
And you can be so worked up and nervous and anxious, and you can turn one of Bob's videos on, and he has such a calming voice, you'll just be totally relaxed within minutes.
Absolutely. And the other fun trivia contest or trivia thing is he's in Cleveland, Tennessee. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. So we got that in
common.
Yeah, I love Bob. Bob's great.
Yep. Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Three of my main supporters from the beginning. Of course, I have Watts now.
He helped me out the other day not to kill my fish when I was doing the unpacking. I was floating it, and he's like, "No, dude, don't float them. You're gonna kill them."
Abort.
Abort. He's like, he's gonna kill his fish. Awesome.
I've been doing fish ever since I was about 13, 14 years old, but I've only been doing YouTube since February. And you know, I'm already up to 330 subscribers, so I think I'm doing good.
Oh gosh,
Bob says they never spawned.
And I'm not looking to get monetized. I do want the 1,000 subscribers just because I like to set goals for myself. Plus, I'd like to be able to stream from my phone.
I've been doing YouTube for like 3-4 years, right?
Hang on. Bob said they have never spawned. Should I add a few more? How many do you have, Bob, and what is the mix of male and female? Because yours are definitely old enough to have bred. So we'll wait for that to bubble up here.
Helicopter's still here, guys.
I hear the helicopter every now and then.
I can hear it. Yep.
It's still here. It's been an hour and a half so far.
Dude, it's time for you to surrender. Just go out and put your hands up and say, okay, you know, enough.
But my AR-15s out there.
I give up. You know, it's the bat signal. They're trying to take you away. They got to, you know, trying to get you to solve a crime or something here.
No, I'm good. I don't want to go to jail tonight.
Bob says 2 females, 1 male.
Yeah,
How many caves?
Yeah, well, caves might have something to do with it, but nah, Bob, you might need to add. Some interest there. So here's an interesting one. I've got 4 longfin, blue-eyed lemons, all females, and I threw in 1 giant calico. And do you think you can get any magic out of them? No, not really. The other thing that I will tell you is another friend of mine is Greg Sage. He does a lot of green dragons. And what he shares with me, too, is that after a while, plecos, and let's face it, the bristlenose that we're talking about are what I would call the designer plecos, have been in captivity long enough. They're like guppies. I mean, they really have no memory of being out in the wild. But he says they get into a seasonal sort of kick where you get like, you know, 2 in the fall, 1 in the spring, you know, 1 in the summer kind of thing. So Bob says 3 caves, roebuck, blues, dither, their tank. Oh, there you go. So you got to send the roebuck fish to me. Oh, no, I'm teasing you. Maybe just for the heck of it, Bob, pick up.
Let me get coffee. I'll be back.
Force 1 cave and see what we've got there. Yeah, I've got some dragons from Greg too, but mine aren't cooperating either. And I owe him a letter, but yeah, things have been pretty action-packed lately. Now I know he was going to send out. He thought he was going to have a load of dragons ready to go at the end of 19, and he just didn't. Just didn't quite work out that way. So. You know, so we'll have to find out. Hey, Catherine Meredith, I
Hey,
am doing.
Catherine
I am filled with
Meredith.
wonderfulness, as my friends from
I'll
India.
check that out, Chewy. Hey, Catherine.
So I'm going to shut up for a while. This isn't really my live stream.
No, you're good. You're good because I don't really have anything to talk about. I just got on here to stir up some trouble and hope somebody would join in and
Well,
break the monotony.
I figured I owed you some conversation back because you've been rocking me to sleep about these last 3-4 nights. So I am going to pull the earpiece out here and go get myself another refreshing beverage. So I'll be right
Go
back.
right ahead. While you're doing that, I'm gonna grab my phone.
Mm-hmm. Greg Sage is our. I'm good, Catherine. Or Catherine, sorry. Not Catherine, Catherine. Mm-hmm.
You got any more about your stand you're building? About how you're gonna do it?
Not yet.
I'm doing good, Catherine. I'm home now. I mean, I'm not great. I'm just. I got to build my strength back up. But I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So Sand Creek, is the expectation that you're staying out of the hospital now?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Doctor said he was good to go, so.
Okay, good. So you're not treading water, waiting for another procedure or this or that, right?
No.
Good.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, if something comes up, it'll just be sudden. I mean, I'm on dialysis for the rest of my life. But this is something I've been dealing with since birth. I was born with a birth defect that destroyed my kidneys, and I had a transplant when I was 10 years old, and lasted 16 years. And during that time, from all the immunosuppressants, I developed stage 3 melanoma. And I made it through that fine. But with me having that melanoma, it took me off the chances to get another transplant. But I've been on dialysis now for 16 years, so it's just kind of routine.
Okay.
And things come up, you know. Yeah, I have trouble with my blood pressure sometimes. It's been worse here lately, but you know, but no, I have nothing scheduled, planned, or anything like that.
The reason I ask is a dear family friend, much like you, she actually had a disease of a different kind that wound up destroying both kidneys. And she found a match, believe it or not, if you can imagine this. She's married to one guy, but they wanted to get her off of dialysis and get her a kidney. So everybody volunteered. It was her first boyfriend from like back in 6th grade that was a match. And he went ahead and was going to do it. And then they diagnosed her with breast cancer. So she had to get through the entire cancer treatment thing, which she did. And then they did the transplant, and she's been golden for around 3 years now.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know they have a thing now. Of course, I mean I'm not eligible just because of the melanoma. They said if I ever went back on the immunosuppressants, that the melanoma could pop back.
Well, that's what I was wondering too. Yeah.
At any time, but so you know, but they have a thing now, kind of like trading in a car. Say Derek wanted to give me a kidney, and he wasn't a match for me. As long as he donated his kidney to somebody, they would find me a match.
Well, that's real nice. Yeah. Because I've been, you know, so I've got O negative blood, so I've donated double packed red cells for ages, and then I went on the bone marrow list, and then when I turned 60, I got this postcard in the mail. This isn't exactly how it said, but it basically said, because you're old as hell, we can't use your bone marrow anymore, but thanks a lot. So, you know, magically at 60, you're like,
stop, no more.
Sorry, dude, you're out. And I'm thinking,
Yeah,
well, really?
yeah, Bob.
If I was 62, you'd go, oh, sorry, we got some bone marrow over here in Ohio, but it's a really skanky old guy bone marrow. We'll find you something else. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, Bob. The protocol is still pretty much the same for most cancers. The problem with the type melanoma I had was it was a rare type of melanoma, and the only treatment for it destroys your kidneys. So
oh boy.
it takes me off of the list because if it did come back, I couldn't treat it or it would destroy the kidney. So that's why I'm eliminated from the transplant list.
Oh, gotcha. Catherine, I'm O negative, so I can give blood to anybody. If you're O positive, that means you can receive from anybody. So Bob said the same thing, got the same, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're old as hell, and need your skinky DNA anymore. But they don't mind the blood. And apparently it's really good for infants and babies that are going through chemo and have burns and stuff like that. So I'm glad as hell to go do it. I mean, okay, Catherine, you're negative too. Cool. I mean, it'll knock you out. It'll make you tired for a day or two. Trust me, a knee replacement will treat you nastier than donating blood. But
yeah, they give me 2 units of blood when I was in the hospital this last time.
Yeah. I remember my wife going in and she needed some blood, and I said, well, I'm O negative. They go, yeah, well, we'd rather have our blood for your wife. I said, well, thanks.
Can anybody donate blood?
Sure.
Do you have any particular things that...
Actually, no, that's not true. Because I took my son-in-law with me one time to donate blood, and because he was part of Desert Storm, he's on the naughty list. So there are some places you've been, things you've done, and Bob may be able to weigh in on this too. But yeah, there are things that'll put you on the naughty list and make you not want to
give blood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Last time I gave blood, they asked me all kinds of questions. I've been out of state, out of the country.
Yep.
They won't take my blood. I'm totally not.
They don't want yours.
Well, I came from another totally region, and I've been here 20 years. I haven't traveled anywhere, but again, that's it.
So can I ask where you came from?
Lebanon, Beirut.
So what's wrong with coffee? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing because he was in Desert Storm, the same thing. I don't know.
Oh, I was in war too. I was I was born in war.
That part of the country or something. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, you're going to disqualify everybody from Lebanon.
I don't know. Maybe something with tuberculosis. I think if you've ever had tuberculosis or exposed to it, I think that puts you on the naughty list.
Well, that'll put you on the naughty list. Yeah. Catherine, so our blood type is very, very rare. The most rare is AB negative. That's a real rough find, but yeah, we're pretty special people. So
mine's a common one. I think it's called A positive.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, you're a popular guy. So
my wife is a O something negative, I think too. O negative. She can receive blood from everybody, but she can't give blood out or something like that.
That's O positive then.
Or it could be the opposite. I'm not sure. Okay. I know she's O, but I don't know which one exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, O positive. You can receive blood from anybody, but you can't. O negative can give blood to anybody.
Right. Bob says, sounds like an in my own opinion and not written protocol. Oh, Bob, let me tell you, I've dealt with enough hospitals in these last 3 years. They make this shit up as they go along, I swear to God. So, yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, and there's probably going to be
I donated blood, got the T-shirt for it. Yeah, I got the T-shirt for it, too.
There's probably
in and out of hospitals also, guys.
A lot of changes to blood donations after this whole virus thing goes over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, when 9/11 went down, I mean, I hurried down so I could donate blood. And frankly, they didn't want it. And it turns out they didn't need it. But you would have thought they could have at least pretended like, it was something important to get.
Yeah, it always seems like 1 minute they're begging, there's shortages. And then this other times it's like, nah.
Yeah. And it's regional too. I mean, I'm kind of out in the sticks. I mean, I'm not way out in the sticks. I'm in a brand new development out in the sticks, but we have lots of needs out here. And like this whole virus thing, it's low impact on us. I watch it every day. We have had a whole 600 cases, and of that, I think we've had 18 deaths. I mean, it's really nothing compared to some of the hot spots in the country.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not out in the sticks, but Memphis, Tennessee is the closest big city to me, and it's about an hour north of me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean we've had more cases than you have where I'm at, but it's minimal compared to what it's been in some places.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, select pet, and I'm a positive as well.
Catherine says dad's blood is O negative too. So that's what threw me off, Catherine. I was in college, and we were doing blood typing in biology class, and I knew my parents were both O positive, and I came through as O negative. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I wonder if the mailman is the O negative, because can two positive be negative? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out my
You can
grandma.
find out.
Well, my grandma was the O negative, and yeah, it really doesn't have anything to do with that. But for a while, I was sitting there thinking,
Where'd this come from?
yeah, exactly. That's real kind of weird.
Little out of topic conversation. My wife's stepfather just found out that his father was the mailman. He
Oh
never
my
met the guy.
God.
Sorry. He thought his daddy was somebody else until he did a DNA thingy, and it came out somebody totally different.
Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you, this is a story I'm working on putting both in writing and on video. But so my wife and I, a couple of years ago, we did both Ancestry and we did 23andMe. And that was our Christmas present to each other. Fast forward almost a year later, and my wife and I are out to dinner. This is before she got really bad sick. And she slides the cell phone across the table to me, and it basically says, hey, I think you're either my mother or my aunt, because we have all of this in common, that in common.
No, my phone's dead.
And so
later, guys, my phone is dead.
Uh-oh.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
No.
Do you want me to hold on for the story? Oh, poor Aquaballs. Okay, I'm going to hold on the story until he gets back.
His phone always goes dead. Yeah, I had a similar thing happen to me. My great grandmother was born in 1900, and she died in 2000. She was exactly almost 100, made it almost to 100 years old when she died, and was still working in the garden at 98 years old. But
gnarly fish tanks.
nothing was ever said over the years, nothing. And then about 5 years after she had passed away, 6 years, this guy shows up at my uncle's house and says, "Are you Raymond Alexander?" And he said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, it's good to meet you. I'm your half brother."
Oh, wow. Well, see, that's, I'll catch up Aquaballs when he comes back. But it turns out that my sisters, or my wife's oldest sister, did have a child out of wedlock. And we had sort of heard just an inch of the story through that sister. And it's turned out to be a wonderful reunion. This lady, would be my wife's niece, and her were more like mother, daughter, or sisters as opposed to aunt and niece. They've come up and taken care of me once things got so bad with my wife. They took care of her. It's just wound up being a wonderful, wonderful situation that we would have never found each other any other way. So I always tell people, I'm sure there are horror stories about the whole DNA thing, but all I got is a really good story for you. And so I'd love to put that into, let somebody put that on the news, and, one of those upbeat, good kind of stories.
Yeah.
Yep, my grandmother on my dad's side, she was born in 1911, and she lived to be about 96.
Isn't that cool? See, being a lot older than you guys, my great grandmother lived through the Johnstown flood, and she died in 78, and she was almost I shouldn't say almost, she was 91 when she passed. So that's late 1800s. My grandmother was born in 1906. Grandfather was 1908. I mean, so I started digging into family history, and there's so many wonderful stories and so many weird ones too, I'll give you a real fast one. So the family stories that we always heard, and I will caution you, if you go digging in here, you're going to find that you've got reality, then you got all the family stories. So we didn't know we were Dutch. My mom told the story that we came over on the Mayflower. Well, there were some ancestors that were in England that came over, but way later. Before that, we were over in Holland, and the family name was Van Harlem. And we were one of the first ships. Now, certainly not the Mayflower, but when we came over, we went to New York and founded a city over there. We took the name Van Harlem and took the van off the front of it, and we founded Harlem, New York. Wasn't a black community at that time, it was a Dutch community. They stayed there almost 40 years until the English took over, and they said, well, we don't really want to be ruled by England. And so they started moving west in New York, then to Pennsylvania, and then Ohio. But it's really funny how the stories go. You know, they started off, we came over on the Mayflower. Nah, I don't even think you walked past the Mayflower, but okay, Mom. You know, that's what makes you feel good. So
Hey, Chevy Fish.
Yeah, hey, Chevy Fish.
hey, Chevy.
I know it's strange for you, Chevy, see me on during the middle of the day like this, but I was taking a break, kind of resting between water changes, and I was bored, so I thought I'd get on here and stir up a little trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then I jumped on because these guys have been keeping me company at night when I can't sleep, and so I've been running my mouth too much.
I kept thinking Catfish Terry would stream, but he may be dealing with his test results too, so I hadn't messaged him or bothered him.
I have to admit, I am worried about what's going to come up for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Because this all started about December is when it started for him, and he ain't been better since.
Yeah.
Hey,
and he's worried about it, nervous, and I try. I mean, and I know. So easy. It's easier said than done, but I tried to tell him, you know, don't worry about it until you know you have something to worry about. And I know that's easier said than done, but I mean, you can drive yourself miserable just over worry and in the end everything is okay and it's something simple.
Well, and not only that, but add to it, the medical community is never going to give you, they're never going to walk in and they're going to go, hallelujah, throw down the crutches, you can walk again. What they're going to say is, excuse me, these 10 tests seem to be clear, but we got 7 more we want to put you through.
Oh, don't get me started on the medical thing.
You're never going to get you're all clear, you're healed, rise again, you know? So, yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely hear you.
Yeah, we kind of got into that last night, and it's some of it's not necessarily the doctor's fault. Some of it is, some of it's not. But man, the insurance companies has got all these doctors' hands and hospital hands tied, where they can only do so much. And one of my biggest pet peeves, with insurance is you pay for insurance, you pay for drug coverage, and you go to the doctor and he gives you a certain medicine that's supposed to be, you know, this is what you need, this is what we give you while you was in the hospital, this is what works for you. You go to your pharmacist to get it filled and they say your insurance don't cover this medicine. Well, what the heck am I paying for the insurance for?
Mm-hmm.
So I did hear you say that last night, and it was really too much for me to type. But I'm gonna talk out of both sides of my mouth here, because I used to be a federal bank examiner and I used to look at all of this stuff. So let's remember that insurance companies are not little, they are huge. Insurance companies actually own banks. They are the most powerful people in the face of the earth. Here's what people don't understand. You think when you bought the policy, you bought everything that you just said, Sand Creek, that I was getting A and I was getting B and I was getting C. But if you actually read the policy, what you're going to find out is, well, you're kind of getting A, but not and you're kind of getting B, but not that one and not that one and not that one. And so the bottom line is you can't buy the policy that you're talking about.
No, it's not out there. I mean, it's not. There's not one out there.
You can't buy the one that covers everything. Now, you got into a little bit of what I would call universal health care. I mean, France is the gold standard for that. Now, there's nothing else about France that I think any of us would like. But that medical care, holy shit, you show up with that card, they will take care of you lock, stock, and barrel. That's all there is to it. But that's about the only one of those countries. You go to Canada, they'll take care of you, but you're going to sit around waiting for quite a while, you know? And so here's another one, though, too. And so I want to come back to the United States. And is it rough here? So I live, so Cleveland is about 25 minutes, you know, I'm waving my hand that way. And if you go to the inner city, and my sister-in-law and lots of my family lived there, and they would go because they had to go to the inner city hospitals with their cards, and they would sit there and ferment for hours upon hours upon hours in the emergency room. And if they would have called me, and sometimes they did, I'd haul them out here where they'd be seen in 10 minutes. Same card works no matter where you are. Problem is you're stuck in the inner city. You know, you're on a bus line or a light rail line. You don't have an automobile. You don't have a lot of this stuff. Card works anywhere you're at. You just got to get to a place where there's no waiting room.
Right.
So, I mean, from that standpoint, it works good. Then you get into prescription drug coverage. You got a doctor who is going to prescribe A and B and C for two reasons. One, he either doesn't know anything else. He just knows A works, B works, C works. And he doesn't know that A gets paid by these 10 insurance companies, B only by that one, C hardly at all. I've got a good family doctor who literally, she will sit there and she'll go, let me see your card again. She does it in, blah, blah, blah. She goes, reaches over, she goes, okay, I got a discount card. If you go over to this pharmacy, you can get that prescription, or I could give you something different, right? So she saves you that whole call back of, you know, because I remember my wife, they wanted to try something on her. It was going to be $7,000 for the month, and that was my price. That was after the copay and all that, $7,000 more. And I'm talking to the pharmacist, and I go, so let's say we try it for a week and it doesn't work. Can I bring the rest back? He goes, well, I don't think so. I go, well, can I sell it on eBay? I don't think you could do that either. I go, do you think maybe we could find something else? He goes, well, you know, there's two generics that are the same thing. I go, and you're holding back on this secret because of what? So, yeah, I'm with you 1,000% on this. You know, I'm sitting on insulin that for us cost us about $20 a month per vial, and that I know is $1,500 a month if you don't have insurance. I'm just looking to find some people I can, you know, give it to without quote getting in trouble for doing that.
Hey, Redfish.
Thank you for stopping by, Redfish, Bluefish.
Hey, Redfish, how you doing, man? I
know you're busy with your job and all. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's you know, I'm in the same boat as you. As I have a great family doctor, even to the point like if I'm sick and I need to take medicine for a month or something like that, you know, he even, you know, gives me samples and I don't even have to go to the pharmacy and get it, you know, stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's like Nexium with my particular insurance, which is through disability. It's one of the Medicare drug plans. It costs me more to get my Nexium at the pharmacist. Of course, it's 40 milligrams for what you buy over the counter. Same thing as 20 milligrams, but I can buy enough over the counter and take two of them and still save money than if I got it at the pharmacist.
Yep. I'm with you 100% there. I've seen the same thing. They've moved me off of Nexium onto something else. But so here's a, you know, way in the way of too much information. So I'm not going to name the medication. But I used to be able to buy the generic $1.99 for 50 of them. But somehow somebody figured out that if you boil down that particular stomach medication, you can turn it into some kind of a drug that'll give you a high. And so now you can only buy enough milligrams per week that isn't enough for me. And it gets you crosswise with the insurance company, so they won't pay it either. Because as far as they're concerned, it's drug-seeking behavior.
Yeah, and it's just like Canada and their meds with fish and stuff. You know, we can blame the insurance and doctors and stuff for a lot of things and this and that and other, but we as humans have over the years done some of it to herself by doing things exactly like you're talking about, abusing things, and it just goes bad for everybody.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had back problems for years, and I was on Vicodin for almost 15. Never misstepped. Took it the way I was supposed to. Did all that stuff. Passed all the urine tests. But then when Ohio decided to do what they did, that was it. It was on the naughty list, and I wasn't getting it anymore. And I had to just figure out other ways to get it done. And in my opinion, it's like drug abuse, and I hate to be this cruel about it, but it's a very self-limiting problem. Okay, drug abusers are going to kill themselves off. What I think we need to do is provide outlets for treatment and provide outlets and ways for them to get the help that they need. But you got to stop shutting off everybody else, because there's a reason for it, and it is helpful under certain circumstances. Now, here's the other thing I found out. I'll talk out of the other side of my mouth. They gave me oxycodone for this knee.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help. I know they say that that's the be all and end all. It'll knock you right over. It'll take care of all the pain in the world. Nope,
Yep.
I'm sorry. I get actually more relief out of ibuprofen, I guess. So I don't know. I don't understand people who are taking 15 and 20 oxys a day.
Man, I don't either.
Mm-hmm.
I can take one Lortab, and I feel like I've been rolling in the fire ant bed.
Oh
It
yeah,
makes me itch so bad.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bob put up something here. Bob said I need 3,500 prosthesis for TMJ. Insurance denied it. So, Bob, my daughter has Meniere's disease and a movement disorder, and she's deaf in one ear. And the doctor has said a cochlear implant would absolutely restore her hearing. But the insurance company says, well, cochlear implants we've only approved for 2 ears, not one. So you're disapproved until you go deaf in the other ear.
Yeah, see, I mean, and I say all these things, and I'm fortunate. I mean, I'm not out of dime on any of my medical expenses as far as dialysis. Like I got transported by helicopter this last time. I mean, I won't owe a dime on that. You know, I'm fortunate, but I seen it. I see it more with other people. It's almost like it pays you not to have insurance at all. It seems like you come out cheaper by not having any insurance at all than having insurance in some cases.
In some odd cases, absolutely. And redfish, bluefish, I agree with you. And I got to tell you, if you want to stop by my stream anytime and talk politics, I got some real opinions with you there too. I think we need to take care of each other and medical, food, the stuff that we got, you know. And I don't mean that this is my stream. I'm just saying that
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with you.
I mean, I think we have some of our tax dollars going. Some of it's going to good places, and some of it's going to useless places. I think we could rearrange where some of our tax dollars is going, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll throw out the inflammatory comment here. Let's talk about the money that we're sending to create a wall. We already have a wall. We've already found out that tunnels go under walls, and people go through walls, and they go over walls. And I'm more inclined to take care of our veterans and our poor and our people who need health care than I am about building a wall. Just not that excited about it.
yeah, and I don't want to name. I'm not going to name any names, but if you watch much YouTube, you know who I'm talking about. But he always ends up in politics, and he's not real opinionated. He's not really opinionated. He just talks out in general. You know, he's not pushing anything. But he made a good comment. Is and I kind of agree with him. I don't think we necessarily should have one president, one person trying to run the whole country. I think we need a group of people that votes on, that gets together and makes correct, tries to make the right decision other than, kind of have one person run everything.
That's an interesting concept. Years ago, I heard one sort of like that, but it was a case of, they said, the best person to be president is smart enough not to want the job.
I
And
agree.
so we should have some process where we, somehow go find who that person is. And we go, well, we have to be president. And we're going to make you be president for 10 years. But if you do a good job, we'll let you out in 5. Sort of incent them that way.
And I know that ultimately the president don't make the decisions alone. But what we end up with is 2 parties fighting against each other till it finally just gets dismissed. Nobody wants to agree, or it's like, I'm for the New York Yankees, and I don't care what they do. You're not changing my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, political parties are just, they're kind of a virus.
I mean, look at Congress right now. They passed Congress, not Senate. Congress has passed almost 700 bills, and Senate won't put any of them up for vote because it's an us versus them,
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that.
All right, let's change the subject. We can go all day on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's fine.
So how old are your zebra flecos? You said about 3.
Yeah, some about 3, some a little bit older than that. I got lucky. I got some from Jeremy Bosch here in Ohio, and I got some from a raffle, and I got some from an importer. So I mean, I got them from a lot of different sources, and they're no reason why they shouldn't be. Well, one of the things I'm going to do is I do a Corey's in with them, and I've been warned by more than a few people that Corey's won't intentionally eat fry, but they will accidentally eat anything that jumps in their mouth.
Oh yeah, most any fish will.
Sure. So I'm thinking about getting down there, and part of the thing too with it, I got them in a 33 long, which is a
that's one of my favorite tanks. But man,
it's an awesome tank, but you got to be careful.
They're so expensive. You can buy 75 gallons cheaper than you can buy the 33 longs.
Oh yeah, around here they're about $99, but you'll wind up with dead spots. You can wind up with it's a 4-foot long tank, so you can get a 2 foot, a 2 foot, a 2 foot, that sort of thing. So you got to do a lot, keeping the water moving. Otherwise, you'll find that the fish just wind up in different areas there.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it has the exact same footprint as a 55, just shorter, right?
That is exactly correct. Exactly correct. So 55, that's what do I want to say, maybe 18 tall, maybe.
Yeah. And I think the 33 long's like 12 or 14 inches, maybe.
Yeah. Yep. So it's a 4-foot long stretch. But it's a whole different world than, like, let's say a 40 breeder. Because I got those. And so I have to use, so with all of my setups, I use sponge filters, box filters, hang-on back filters. Yep, we'll see in a couple minutes, man. Box filters and canister filters. But the canister filters, I kind of move around. I'll put them on this tank for a day or two, that tank for a day or two, that tank. The idea is to just, churn up the bottom, get the mulm out, and
let it filter.
Yeah, let's move around, that kind of thing. So
I'm mostly, I ain't mostly hang on the back and sponge filter person.
Yep. The box filters are nice.
And I like the box filters too. They're about the same as the sponge filters. You just have your own media in them.
Yeah, one of them is a little more mechanical. The other's more biological.
Yeah.
And why do I have one versus the other? It was a matter of what was on sale on a particular day.
Yeah.
So I grabbed up a bunch of these or grabbed up a bunch of those. So.
And I don't know why, but I still miss the under gravel filters. I mean, I know you can still get them, but man, I remember when you went and bought an aquarium, That was the only filtration you had, pretty much, was
Oh
underground
God, yeah.
filters.
Well, I mean, they looked at you like you were crazy. It's like, hey, we got this under gravel filter. This thing's awesome, you know.
Yeah,
And now, if you talk to somebody about an under gravel filter, they go, "Well, Grandpa, I guess we got a couple of them over there in the corner. Let me see what we can find for you." And you have the little thing on the top of the outlet tube with the charcoal in it.
and charcoal in it and
Yeah,
everything, and the tube, the tubes in the back would always
clog
algae
up.
would grow in them. Use it
Yep.
constantly, pulling them out, scrubbing them with bottle scrubbers, keep the
Oh my,
algae out of them.
wasn't it something? So now I
But
hear
they
people.
worked. They worked
Damn right they did. Well, I hear people are now putting power heads on the outputs of those.
exactly.
Yeah. So everything old is new again. You know, you wait, it'll come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, GT, I love my under gravel filters. Let me jump back here a little bit because I saw something. Bob says could take 90 every month, but I need them with the epidurals. Yeah, I did. Bob, I do a thing called damn, I'm not going to remember what it is. It's some kind of a injection where they got to put you to sleep, but damn if it doesn't help. So anyway, so let's go back to filtering. I still use a couple. Oh, Hat Trick Farm. Nice. You do. Fantastic. Yeah, I remember too when occasionally, you know, you'd break down the tank and you know, finally pop the under gravel filter out and you oh, look at all this crap underneath here. You know, look how wonderfully it's working. But never dawned on us that we could have just sucked it out through the tube and kept everything going.
Exactly.
I remember one of the kids, and when I say kids, I mean my grandkids were saying, because I was doing water changes, and they go, "Wow, you've been doing water changes. Did you do water changes when you were a kid?" Oh, hell no.
Oh.
No, we waited until the water got so low that.
And then you just change the entire tank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't do water changes. Good Lord, you know.
You kept it topped off until you couldn't see any fish, and then you just took the fish out, put them in a bucket, and dumped everything in the sink, washed it, and put it all back together.
Darn tootin'. And back then, all depended on how smart you were. If you knew enough to use salt to clean things, that was one thing. If you didn't, well, you probably used, you know, whatever mom was washing dishes with and then wondered why.
Oh, yeah. Clorox was my best friend.
Yeah. Wasn't that crazy? So.
And I'm still guilty to this day. If I order live plants, I do a bleach rinse on them before I put them in the tank.
I wish I was smart enough. And then so check this out. Well, hang on a second here. Wild Bill Wilt, Sand Creek says hey to you.
Thanks, Wild Bill Wilt.
Hat Trick Farm says he used to boil a substrate in vinegar. Yep, exactly. So and I'm not going to name who it is, but I bought some shrimp. That'll tell you enough. And I'm looking in the tank today. Well, I can't find the shrimp anymore. I bought 10 of them. They were blue, $9 a piece. You know what I can find in there? I can find a lot of leeches in there. Thanks a lot, Mr. Fish Guy.
Yeah.
So we'll be, well, I'm going to tell you, it's a 5.5 gallon tank, and it's easier for me to just throw the entire thing away than it is for me to try and boil it and, you know, figure it out. So.
Hey, yeah, Jason's got this stuff that he done a video about here not long ago. It's a tablet, and it's kind of like bleach, but it's a tablet that dissolves kind of like an alpha seltzer, and it's cheap. I mean, I looked it up. It's like $2.50 for like 15 of them, and it like kills all the algae and cleans the glass and everything. All you do is rinse and go.
Well, what I'm worried about, and based on what I'm reading and talking to different people about, is these leeches aren't going to go away on their own. You know, the eggs are left. It's like trying to get rid of snails. You know, It's almost, I don't know.
Almost impossible.
Redfish, bluefish. Anyone bashing under gravel filters will be receiving a sound bashing from me, so saith the old guy. Okay, I'm going to see your old guy and raise you one even older guy. But
no, we're not bashing them. We're talking good about them.
Well, yeah, I was going to say we're not. But I have a funny feeling that you and I have gone toe to toe on this old guy thing, Redfish, and I think you won, which really surprised me. But yeah, no, we think all under gravels are actually pretty awesome. The only reason I'm not using them right this second is because I don't have gravel. I'm bare bottom the whole way.
There you go. There's his comment about the chemical. I knew I'd never remember what it was.
Sodium dichloride, cyanide kills everything. Doesn't shift pH. Well, it kills everything. Does it kill the fish? Well, no, of course not. I had leeches come in on some plants in my Episto tank, put an angel in there, and voila, haven't come back so far. So I'm going to have to hire an angel fish to come in and do something about that. It's a sterilizer. Okay, I got you. And I do have a handful of angels that I love. I've always said this, and people go, "What?" I accidentally bought at the last club function that I went to, and so I have like 6 of them down in the basement. The problem is that tank's a shrimp tank, so it's sitting at about 68 degrees, and the angel tank is probably in the mid to high 70s. So I can't really hire an angel to put in there, but I may try the sodium chloral isocyanate. I love this too, though, Redfish. You go, and it doesn't shift pH either. Hey, at this stage of the game, as long as all the badness dies in there, I really don't care if I shift the pH. I just want all the badness to die.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have certain things like leeches and bladder snails that, man, it's never. Sometimes it seems like I've never had leeches, and I hope I never do. But man, it seems like every time seem like you get the bladder snails under control, you buy another plant or something, and boom, you have another outbreak.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing too. So Doug Gray's on a lot of these guppy things that I'm on, and I love the videos he has. Hey, 44. Love the stuff he puts up about the Far East fish that he gets. But I got to tell you, I don't have the appetite to get through the parasites that those Far East fish bring in. I just don't. He's got gorgeous results, but holy cow, So.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I'm not in it for breeding. Most of my tanks are community tanks. As of right now, when I get my fish, my fish room's done. I just gotta get the floor covering down. But I'm gonna have some, small projects going on. But I'm not in it for profit or anything like that. I'm just in it for the enjoyment of keeping fish and laying here watching the fish and waking up every morning seeing what's new in the tank. And and when problems come up, it's like, man, it's like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm just here to enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Sand Creek, you got a different agenda going on here. I mean, I can't remember how long dialysis takes, but I mean, that's a project every other day?
Yeah, it takes about 4.5 hours, 3 times a week.
Yeah, that's what I thought, every other day. And I mean, you got a different agenda. You don't need to be sitting there trying to monetize a guppy, I got to be honest with you. I'm sitting here after, my wife died, and I'm sitting here going, what do I really want to do in the hobby? What do I want to do in my life? I have 2 goals right this second. One is to go to a restaurant and have a steak dinner. Right now, I still can't do that in my neighborhood without all kinds of aggravation and having a mask and this and that. Next thing I want to do is take a vacation to a warm climate. The same way, I don't want a mask on. I don't want to go through a bunch of crap. After that, I'm going to worry about other steps forward. So
yeah, I agree. I was thinking about a steak last night, and I love to cook. I love to grill, but sometimes just going out, sitting down, enjoying it, having somebody wait on you, it can be so relaxing.
For me, it's a combination of that and not having to clean up afterwards.
Man, I know. When you live by yourself, you make just as much mess fixing food for yourself as you do for 4 people.
Yep.
Hey, Roy and Becky's Travels.
Yeah, I was going to say, Roy and Becky, hey, how's it going? Young Fish Aquatics, how's it going?
Young Fish Aquatics, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about whatever comes up. Right
Yeah,
now, it happens to be fish. A while ago, it was Medicare and medical, and
stick them.
it's been all over the place. So you
Yep,
never know what you're gonna get.
exactly. Catherine, thank you. If everyone wants to take a look at that comment, it's a very nice comment. We were
Yeah, I
married
see that.
45 years. It was a wonderful relationship. I felt
Well,
ripped off that I lost her so young, but there was so much gone wrong. It was time for her to go. So, thank you for your kind thoughts. And,
so
like I said, so.
was your wife always paraplegic ever since you
No,
known her, or did something happen?
no, so I'll give you the short story. I mean, she had a myriad of illnesses over the year, everything from migraine headaches to stomach to this to that. She wound up getting arthritis, really bad arthritis. And so they started prescribing prednisone in massive quantities. After 15 years of prednisone, unbeknownst to us, she bent down to pick up a piece of paper off the floor in the living room and felt a pop in the middle of her back. That was the prednisone thinned out all of the bones throughout her body, including the spinal cord, and fractured. And over the next 3 months, those fractures got worse and worse and started poking into her spine. They put her in the hospital where they couldn't really figure all that stuff out. It took them 7 days. The legs went away. When they finally gave her the surgery that restored the feeling, she did get to the point where she could stand and walk some, but over that last 2.5 to 3 years, it was then diabetes, and it was COPD, and it was, they found something on her pancreas, and there were more breaks in her spine. And so it was, as the doctor said, it was a house of cards that just kept getting chipped away and chipped away and chipped away.
Yeah, I see. Prednisone is one of the main medicines they give for immunosuppressants. So I was on it for 16 years, and man, it don't take much for me to break a bone.
Thanks,
Right.
Chevy Fish. Hey,
That's
Carver
what she
family.
was,
Hey, Carver family, welcome.
Mhm.
The interesting thing.
How's Catfish Terry doing?
Oh, yeah.
Carver family, I hadn't heard from you today. I hope everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, prednisone. When I went into the hospital, of course, I was 10 years old when I had my transplant. When I
Mm-hmm.
went into the hospital to get my transplant, I weighed like almost 60 pounds. Of course, I'm short, and I was skinny, and back then, they kept you a month in the hospital. Now you're out of there within 3 days. But back then, I come out, I went in at like 57 pounds. I come out at like 105 pounds
Wow.
because of the high doses of prednisone I was
Oh,
getting.
yeah. Yeah.
I was eating everything in sight, man.
Well, here's an interesting thing. So this was when she was on high doses of prednisone, but before the spinal cord injury, we went to the UK, and she forgot, believe it or not, she forgot her medication here in the States because I rushed her out the door to the hospital. Well, a friend came over and overnighted the stuff to the UK. But overnight to you and I means I overnighted on Monday, it gets there Tuesday. Overnighting to the UK means it gets there Thursday or Friday.
Right.
So you can call up a doctor in the UK, and they'll give you everything you need. They'll come and visit you, they'll talk about it. And when we talked about prednisone, they go, we would love to help you. Prednisone isn't allowed in the United Kingdom. It has so many bad side effects. We've done away with it. We don't have it to give to you. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, and the bad thing about it is prednisone, it in short-term dosages, it can be a miracle drug. It's the
Oh, yeah.
long-term side effects that are so bad about it.
Oh yeah, well, like Redfish is saying here, she went into adrenal failure. That was day one. The drug showed up. I'm forgetting the days, but let's just say on Monday she couldn't get out of bed. By end of day Tuesday, she was almost comatose. Then the drug showed up. I got a couple of the tabs under her throat, and within 4 to 5 hours, she could get up and go to the bathroom. Then the next day, she could get up and move around. But I mean, it's a nightmare. It's literally this side of being a drug addict. You're just a drug addict for the wrong kind of drug. You know, it's horrible. So anyway, let's talk about happier things. Let's talk about I don't know,
I don't either.
anything else.
I'm probably gonna shut down about 4:45 or so because the other streams will be starting up, and I may want to stream later on tonight. So
Yep, I think that's a good idea. I'll probably come back and listen in and see if you
somebody,
guys can drop me to sleep.
depending on Dr. Black, you never know about him, how long he's gonna go. But depending on how long he goes tonight,
I understand.
but yeah, I enjoy laying here. Like in my bedroom here, and that's one thing I want to get fixed. I got to get me a webcam that I can move around. Is I lay here in my bed every night, and I got a 55-gallon that's right here beside my bed that I look at, watch, and I got a 39-gallon in my bedroom, and then right here in my kitchen, I got a 60-gallon. And then I got 4 75s and a bunch of 10 gallons and a bunch of 20 gallons to be set up in the fish room if I ever get the floor covering down. Problem is everybody got so far behind on stuff like that with the virus and stuff. You can't. I mean, it's a month. I mean, it's several months waiting list to get anybody come out and put floor covering down.
Oh yeah, I'm very fortunate that some of my wife's healthcare workers are still sticking with me to help me with my knee and the stuff I need, and they're helping with the house, and we're able to leverage different people to come in. I mean, my fish are in the basement. Can I get there? Sure, but it's step. It's like taking a 2-year-old down the stairs. So this is one of those. By the time you get down there, you better have everything you want because you're not going to be making 3 or 4 trips. And so I'm to the point too where I've got cameras set up just so I can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. But I'm the same way. I hire out the lawn, I hire out the yard cleanup, but it took a long time to find people. There was my son-in-law was telling me he had hired an electrician to come over to his mom's house. The electrician stood outside and he goes, I got to call my boss and find out if I'm allowed to come in. Like he said, well, then what'd you come over here for if you didn't know you could come in? What were you going to do? Diagnose the electrical problem from the street?
Yeah.
So, odd stuff.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I still have a lot of people to help me. Me and my wife separated about November, and it was all my fault. Of course, I mean, I hold it no secret. I suffered with alcoholism, and I'm doing really good, and it's not really an issue now. But I still have told her, time and time again, this is it. I'm through. I love you. And then some reason I always found myself back drinking, and I just burn her so many times, and it's gonna take. When I was in the hospital last week, she was there every night. So I mean, we still talk, seen her today, but it's gonna take some time of me proving myself that I really mean it this time. But yeah, I still have people to help me, so that's a great thing.
I guess the thing I'd tell you too, and I mean, I'm a child of the 60s. I mean, we grew up on everything, and if you're going to do it, you do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else.
Yeah, and you're not never going to get it right until you want to do it for yourself.
Yep.
I mean, because the first time I've been to rehab twice. The first time I went to rehab, I didn't go no other reason than to shut people up. It wasn't nothing about me.
Yeah.
And I've never. I mean, you could put You could put 10 different street drugs out in front of me right now, and the only one I might be able to point out is pot. I've never done any kind of drugs or anything, but I found myself sleepless. I couldn't sleep. I was going 2 or 3 days without sleep. I was give out, and and that's kind of what led to me drinking. Is I started drinking to go to sleep, and then eventually, I'd wake up hungover and I'd get a drink to cure the hangover, and then I'd start back as soon as I got off work to go back to sleep that night. And I mean, you just it's kind of like 1 minute you're good, and then next minute you wake up mad. You're like, I have no control over this.
Oh yeah, it's a nasty cycle. Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I grew up in the '60s, and we smoked a lot of pot back then. And I got probably within the last year when my back was really doing bad, I got the medical marijuana stuff, and so I did the drops under your tongue.
Right.
And I don't know what the hell it is they did to weed, but this is just, it will get you to the point where you won't even feel safe getting up to go take a pee. It's that bad. It's that strong. You can't figure out the right dosage for it. So that has suddenly not become my drug anymore. I got no
Yeah.
interest in that stuff. So
Yeah, and I'd always start drinking was I'm gonna drink 2 or 3 shots, just enough to relax me so I can go to sleep till hey, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're still taking shots. What the hell's your problem?
yeah, yeah. Well, I will tell you that the doctor that did my knee, because we had to put it off. I mean, I needed the surgery last year, but with my wife having what she had, and then COVID started up, and I said, "What are you going to give me so I can get through the whatever amount of time?" He goes, "I can't give you anything." He goes, what's your drink of choice?" I said, "Well, I like wine." He goes, "Feel free to drink as much wine as you can. Dull that pain. We'll do the surgery as quick as we can." So can you imagine a doctor telling you, go ahead and get drunk on wine until we can fix your knee?
And my kidney doctor's right the opposite. Uh, you know, of course, I'm not supposed to have liquids, but that was another thing that kind of led me to alcoholism. Was I could drink as much clear liquor as I wanted and not gain any fluid weight because your body dehydrates itself.
Hmm.
And but my kidney doctor has told me multiple times, quit drinking, go buy you some pot, smoke that instead.
Yeah.
It's way better for you than drinking.
Well, Redfish has got some suggestions down here, and I hear what you're saying, man. Um, the edibles, the drops, the this, the that, that's not the way to go. Maybe a good old fashioned joint or something. I don't know. But I guess here's the thing. At my age, you would have never convinced me this at 18. I wanted to be high perpetually. At 18, I'm not so interested, or at 67, I'm not so interested in being high anymore. I actually want to be able to pay attention and do things and listen to people and talk and have a life. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I've got my goals set, and I'm doing really well with them. So I think I'm gonna get there.
I know you will. Absolutely know you will. Catherine said she was diagnosed with major depression and anxiety, been through a lot. 27, 28 in October, broken 3 bones in left foot when I was, oh boy.
Mhm.
I understand.
Yeah.
Kaysen says, got lucky, never cared for the drinking.
And see, that's part of my sleeping problem. Is I have sleep anxiety. Is I don't have anxiety during the day at all. Yeah, every now and then I get depressed. Uh, I wouldn't consider anything major depression. Uh, it's just the typical, down on yourself some days and not on others. But at
Sure.
night it never fails. Is I get so anxious and so worked up that I'm scared to go to sleep, and I just can't sleep.
Hmm. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. I really can. Redfish says RSO. I'll have to look into it. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I remember when I turned 21, I thought I was going to go out and buy every drink there was. And I got to the liquor store and started looking at the prices. I'm like, I have other things I can spend money on.
It's a lot of expensive. Holy cow!
I
You
mean, it's
know.
like,
Oh, good Lord.
drinking. I mean, now drinking, I just buy a few beers every now and then, or special occasion, I'll get some hard liquor.
Sure, sure. I mean, when I was growing up, well, I always say, alcoholism didn't just run in my family; pretty much galloped. I mean, my dad would go to the beverage store and pick himself up a couple cases of beer and a quart of liquor, and he'd bring me home the Little Kings. Because I was just a little guy, so you don't need a big bottle; you just need the Little King. And I was like 8, 9 years old. But all right, so I'm gonna. I know Sand Creek, you want to get this thing done. I'm gonna
Oh
tell
no,
you.
I'm really no hurry, but I just
Okay.
thought I'd end it
Well, I was
because
gonna say, I'm kind of gonna get ready for the finish line here. I got to take the dog out and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I got one more tank I want to try to do a water change on before the stream start tonight.
Sounds
And
good.
Yeah, I got
Well,
stuff
you
to
mind
do.
if I
Clean
finish
up.
up with my Irish joke?
no, go right ahead.
Go
All right.
ahead.
So we got this Irish guy. He's what we call a traveler. If you've got Irish roots, might mean he's a gypsy. And after all of those years, he finally finds a nice little town in Ireland, and he finds himself what they call a local, which means just a local pub. And he walks in and he sits down and he goes,
Unknown caller.
hold on a sec.
Caller.
Good Lord, I hate telephones. He says, can I have 3 shots, please? Line them up, three, right here. Innkeeper goes, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll put the tree right there for you. And the traveler comes in every day, same thing. 3 shots, line them up, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. After about a week, the bartender says, could I ask you? He goes, why is it always 3 shots? Why not just 1? He goes, I got 2 brothers. Because one's a mariner, always off on the high seas. That's his shot right here. His shot right here. I got another brother who's a farmer, been all over the world, farmed everywhere, very successful man. That's his shot right there. This one over here, that's my shot. So I know when they're out drinking, they got 3 shots in front of them. I got 3 shots in front of me. They don't drink alone. I don't drink alone. I got all 3 of them. Guy goes, well, it's kind of sweet. It's kind of nice. So that goes on for about a month or so. And pretty soon the traveler comes in. He goes, have my shots? And the bartender brings over 3 shots. He goes, not 3, 2. It's 2 shots. Oh, God, this is not good. Pours the 2 shots. Slancha, that means to life. Leaves him alone because the Irish aren't pushy. Goes on for a week. 2 shots, not 3, 2 shots. Finally, the traveler comes in and he's noticing there's flowers all around the place. There's best wishes. There's this. And the traveler goes, what's the story? What's all of the flowers? What's all this and what's all that? And the bartender goes, well, it's for you. It's for me. What's it for me for? He goes, well, you always had 3 shots. You had 1 for the mariner. He's off it there. He goes, we got to assume something bad happened to the mariner. He goes, nothing happened to the mariner. The mariner's fine. Mariner's doing wonderfully. Well, then it's got to be the agriculturist. When we lose the agriculturist is fine. Nothing wrong with them. I got 2 healthy brothers. Then when
I see where this is going, I think.
because the last shot was for me and I give up the drink.
yeah. I kind of seen where that was going. You said you are super fine. That's a good one.
Cool. Glad you guys liked it. Like I say, you've entertained me pretty much every night this week, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. I'm just a plain guy, just here enjoying y'all's company as much as I don't know why you enjoy mine, but I'm glad you do. And
Same way. You're good people.
I'm always gonna be myself. My Monday night stream is a little structured, but other than that, it's kind of free fall. And as long as nobody's cussing and using the F word and talking out of line and stuff like that, I'm good with it.
Cool.
But I do try to keep my hour on Monday night kind of structured. It's usually me and Ed, or always is as long as Ed's available. Then I try to have a guest on, and you're coming up, small fry. I just haven't mentioned it to you yet.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you. That'd be fun.
And
That would be great.
you know,
Thank you.
we just kind of, we don't even plan it. I mean, I don't even plan it. I ask somebody if they would like to be a guest on Monday night, and they come up, and we go through the typical questions, and you know, sometimes they get pinned down on a certain subject. Sometimes we just go through the typical question answer thing with the guest, and it's nothing to it. So, but yeah, I try to have a guest on every Monday night, and then
Well,
me
that'd
and
be
Ed.
awesome. You just let me know and I'll be there.
And Ed's there to kind of keep me rolling so I don't have dead air at times.
I understand.
But yeah, I'm going to call it it. And I'd love to stay all day. But like I said, I do have a few things I want to get done before everything gets started this evening. And I enjoyed it. And I'm glad y'all come on. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you hadn't yet, please hit the thumbs up on your way out. That's greatly appreciated. I usually try to hit 30. I'm not going to do it during the day because it's not my normal time. But I am at 20. That's more than I expected during the middle of the day like this, because a lot of people's at work. But yeah, I'll see y'all somewhere tonight in somebody's stream or mine or somebody's. I'll see y'all again. So y'all be safe between now and then.
Sounds good. Take care, everybody.
See y'all. Thanks.
See y'all.